Welcome back to another episode of the vlog. For today's video, it's all about my citizenship, and if you can see, I have a flag here. I have my dress because today is the day that I'm doing my ceremony, and for today's video I will be talking to you about the whole process of my citizenship application. This will also include the eligibility requirements, the application process. I have screenshots. Of course, I have to tell you the reason why I have to take the English test. So just a summary of the story. They just couldn't accept that my IELTS certificate was already expired because I took it like years ago before coming to the UK for my first visa application of applying for a tier 2 work visa. They just couldn't accept it even though I already sent them an email, and then I just gave up eventually. But I will be talking to you more about it later. I will also include here a timeline, the expenses, and my experience with taking the GCSE grade 5 B1 test. That's the English test that I took. Anyway, let's start. For my background, I have been a nurse working in the UK for 6 years now, going 7 years. I started at 2018. I applied for a settled status or ILR 5 years after. And if you have an ILR status for a year, then you can apply for naturalisation or British citizenship. You have to check exactly 5 years ago on the day that you will be applying if you have been in the UK physically and not been traveling outside of the country. I'm actually not sure if it's the day of submitting your online application or is it the biometrics appointment. You have control anyway of when to apply online and when to do your biometrics. You also have to prove your knowledge of English, and you must have passed the Life in the UK test. Things to note about traveling, because it's a question if can you travel when you are under the application. Basically, you can travel once you submit the application and once you get the approval email, but after the approval email you have to schedule your ceremony, and from that day on you can't travel outside of the country until you get your British passport. Anyway, you have 3 months time to book your ceremony from the time that you got the approval email. The first one is the passport. I scanned all of the pages, of course, and put it in one PDF. And then the English qualification, which was my IELTS results. Proof of living in the UK for 5 years. So there's a lot of things that you can use to prove it. For me, I use my P60. With your company, usually they will send you the P60 every end of the fiscal year, I believe. If you have ESR app and you're able to access your payslip through the app, then there's also an option to download the P60. Those are the only ones that I submitted. Plus my old BRP copies. You have to get 2 referees who will be able to sign your referee declarations. The first referee should be a British national, and they should have known you for at least 3 years. And the second referee, they don't have to be a British national, is also a professional, also not working for the Home Office, and the rest of those criteria. So your referee is someone that you are probably close to or someone who actually trusts you, because you need personal information from them, such as their full name, date of birth, address, and passport number. And they will also need to sign the declaration form. So they should be someone that you can go to so they can physically sign it. By the way, it's also a little bit confusing with the declaration form because I thought I have to put the photo of my referee, but it should be your photo in there, but the signature should be your referees on the second page, and they have to sign as well at the back of your photo. I just don't see the point of it, but I just went with the trend. First, it will just ask if you are in the UK, and you will need to create an account. There are just some simple yes or no questions, which is just straightforward. Personal information, you have to add all the addresses you were in previously in the last 5 years. You need to add the complete date that you actually transferred to that address, like the day, month, and year. The details of your parents, their date of birth. Also, it will ask you where you want to do your British ceremony once you get approved. I chose my own council, but you can choose other council even though you don't live in that area. You have to put your Life in the UK test reference number as well, and any previous UK visa applications. There was a point there where it was saying, did you meet the knowledge of English requirement as part of an indefinite leave application made on or after 28th of October 2013? I actually answered yes to that, and I've been thinking, is this the reason why I had to take another English test? Because I said yes. As far as I remember, with the ILR, it didn't ask for my IELTS certificate. I just uploaded it in the supporting documents. But my friend who also applied not long ago, she answered yes, and she didn't have to take another English test. But I think some of the people, they answered no. And the others are like saying yes. So I'm confused. If you know the answer, please comment on the description below. And then it will ask for your references. You have to put the name, date of birth, passport details, their address, their email address, their phone number. After filling up the form, you will have to pay, and the last part is where you can download the declaration form for your referees and a button to click to continue with your application and book an appointment for your biometrics. You have to book it within 2 months of submitting your online application. The next part is just creating an account with TLS Contact to book your biometrics appointment and to upload your supporting documents. Take note that they have a maximum file size of 7 MB for every upload. For the category list, I chose proof of application because this is where the UK checklist is included. For my P60, I chose finance as the category. There's other options there. You can just click on the question mark button. After uploading all the necessary documents, you have to click on submit documents. You have to make sure that you have uploaded all documents and it's the right files, because once you submit it, you will not be able to upload any more documents, and during the actual biometric appointment, you will only need to provide your passport and the appointment letter. 24th of December 2024, I submitted the form online. I paid the fee of £1,630 and booked the biometrics appointment. At the time, the earliest booking that was free was 25 calendar days. So I just chose that because I didn't want to pay extra. But if you are in a hurry, then you can pay extra for a booking. I don't remember how much was it. January 18, I did my biometrics with TLS Contact. I did it in London in Wandsworth. It was good. It was so fast. Like, I had just spent like 20 minutes. They have this booth and you have to put your details. Double, triple check that you have entered the correct details. If you make a mistake, you have to pay like maybe £400 to change it. After doing the biometrics, I just waited, and then on the 21st of February 2025, that's 34 calendar days after, I received an email from Home Office saying, unfortunately, the English language certificate you provided has expired, as they expire 2 years after the issue date. And then on that same day, I sent an email reply. I included my explanation there and also the screenshot of the gov.uk website, and I attached my IELTS certificate, just the same one. And then on Feb 26, that's 3 business days after, I received another email saying exactly the same thing, same text. Only the difference is it has a different deadline. I even called the hotline number on that same day, and the person on the phone, he's saying that this has always been the process. And I'm so confused because all of the people who applied previously, they actually didn't have to take an English test. I feel like I'm not gonna win. What I can do right now is just to take the English test. And I just went online right away, and I was able to book the English test on the 28th of February. That's 2 days after I got the email. It's not that difficult to book. I will talk more about it later. March 4th, that's 3 days after, I received the final result, and by that time, I submitted the test result to the Home Office. I sent it to the email address they provided, nationality further information request at homeoffice.gov.uk. And then on the 10th of March, that was like the actual deadline. I didn't get any email. I called the hotline. They can't check on anything. 18th of March, this is 8 days after the deadline, I sent another email. It's a little bit dramatic. I'm already anxious because I'm not getting any response. I don't even know if somebody actually received my English test results because I don't get any feedback, you know. At least maybe an automatic email reply saying we received your submitted document or something like that. But no, I didn't get that. And then finally, 14 days after I submitted my evidence of English language, I got an email saying, I am pleased to tell you that your application for British citizenship has been approved. Thank God. And then on the 25th of March, the next day, I tried to get an appointment with my local council, but it's all full. There was no date for the group sessions. And I don't want to pay for a private ceremony because it's £143. I'm like, I took the English test already for like £150 and I don't want to spend any more. And then eventually, there was a release date, but I can't do it because I was traveling. So I just waited and then I checked again. And then I saw there is an available for this day today, 7th of May. It's very easy. You don't have to worry. You just have to worry about the payment because it's £150. And when I checked on different test providers, they have the same fee. So I think it's standard to be £150. You can take any of the following providers here: Pearson, Trinity College, IELTS Self Consortium, Language Cert. I chose Trinity College. And you should make sure that the test that you book is the one approved for SELT, which is the following here. There's a lot, but the one I had was the GESE grade 5 B1 test with Trinity College. You have to bring the same ID that you used when you booked the test online. It was simple booking it online. The actual test is just a 10-minute conversation. The examiner is just on the Zoom call and we were just talking about personal things and whatever you have written on your topic form, which is this one. You have to prepare it before going to the actual test center. I printed it on my printer, but they have a form as well in there. At least just put a note on your phone maybe of what topics you want to use. Me, I put the main topic, hobbies, and then traveling, editing videos, crafting at home, playing the guitar, and playing sports. She was asking me a lot about like traveling and editing videos, and I had to tell her that I have a vlog, and she was so interested. We were just like talking like friends. So yeah, it was just 10 minutes. Basically, nothing more to say about this. It's just so simple. If we're gonna compare it with the IELTS test results, it's like a score of 5. And you know, when we started, we have to reach at least 7 for our overall score. Again, there's no right or wrong answers. They're just checking your communication level. And I think my result was it like the perfect score? Oh, I'm so perfect. Anyway, guys, I think that's the vlog for today. But I will update you once I get my passport. How long did I wait for it? But now, I'm running late for my ceremony. I made a bag. I made it myself. I've got a zipper here. And I have here, ta-da! I borrowed this from Abby. This skirt is from Girly, and this one I got from Shein. I actually like modified it a little bit to make it a little bit hard. And I will see you later. Bye! Do you want to show your face here?
No.
Look at him. He's so formal. Like, he's the mayor.